You might notice that I have a little bit of a different backdrop tonight, proudly exhibiting the backdrop that says to our community that our city, the City of Sacramento, was designated as the state of California's first pro-housing city in the state. And we were awarded that designation last week by the secretary, as well as the director of housing and community development in a wonderful ceremony that a number of my colleagues were able to attend. And the state recognized us not just because, but because while we have a long way to go, we have put in place a number of very important pro-housing policies, like our waiver of fees for affordable projects, our by right allowance for housing in commercial zones, a whole host of other policies. And we took the opportunity then, and I'd like to take it again, to thank not only my colleagues, but especially the city planning and housing staff, who we recognized publicly for leading, pushing, cajoling, working with us in partnership to make sure that the housing crisis, but also housing opportunities, remain front and center on our agendas. And so who is here from HCD? I see Megan Kirkby. Are you representing the secretary and the director tonight?
I am. I'm Megan Kirkby, our deputy director for housing policy. So
well, welcome. And would you like to make a couple of remarks and go on for 3 hours if you'd like about why Sacramento got this designation?
I will. No, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Mayor. And also a big thank you out to some team members here who are going to share some beautiful pictures, heartwarming pictures from that event that day. I just wanted to say it's my pleasure to be here virtually at City Hall with all of you. I am local, so here in the city, but this is a big deal. There's no way to be understated about this. Being the first pro-housing city in our state is something that Sacramento earned, and they have been an incredible partner here. Obviously, coming from the Newsom administration, we're working tirelessly throughout the state to keep Californians stably housed, especially in the midst of a global pandemic. We're investing significant resources in housing and homelessness. And obviously, just one example of those is HomeKey, our nationally recognized hotels to housing initiatives, housing 7,700 affordable housing units for people experiencing homelessness and counting. And a big part of our successes in every aspect in HomeKey, but in so much of the other work that I do, is our commitment from local government to also be working towards solutions here. We're so grateful for how you work with the state to provide safe, reliable housing. And obviously we're happy to put more tools in the toolbox here. The pro-housing program gives us a chance to put out some additional incentives to those jurisdictions that are doing the work like you've done to get to become pro-housing. And so we really want to recognize the work that takes. We know it's not nothing. We know that you have to build coalitions, that you have to build alliances to get these kinds of programs passed. And sometimes I've been doing housing work for 15 years. It is not always the most popular thing on your agendas that you have to deal with. And I know you do face an upward battle with some people, but I will say one of the things that I see as Deputy Director for Policy is that sometimes that change comes, that there is no way to achieve that change without just doing it. And I think, one of my favorite stories to tell about Home Key is we had another jurisdiction, not Sacramento, where there was significant community opposition to one of the Home Key developments, that it really tried to get stopped, but it was able to be moved forward. Eventually, that same community really began to see that Home Key initiative as a mark of pride for their community. They ended up baking cookies for the residents of the initiative, and I think I see that in housing all the time. That sometimes something that people fight eventually becomes something they're proud of, and I think we're all can be proud that the work you guys have done, the work that you all have done to become pro-housing is going to pay dividends in the future for our entire community. And so I just want to say that give you a little more kudos for some of the specific things that you all have been doing. But accelerating housing production, increasing zoning near jobs and transit is going to reduce vehicle miles traveled, your impact in climate change. You did a lot of work to create more homes in places of high opportunity, which is going to increase inclusion for low-income households. You put in the work, you got the job done. I cannot applaud the city of Sacramento enough. And I'm very happy you get to be the first. It worked out, in my opinion, that my hometown is number one. But it's something we all should be proud of. It sends a strong message that Sacramento and its elected leaders are serious about pulling out all the stops to address housing needs at all income levels. This designation puts Sacramento in the driver's seat when it comes to getting those incentives, getting that preferential treatment on some of the most competitive funding programs the state has to offer to actually make this housing happen, because it's the work you all do on the planning side, but we know that funding is part of the solution too. So as a pro-housing city, take advantage of these exclusive benefits, moving you to the top of the list when you apply for millions and millions of state dollars.
That's the tagline right there.
Yep.
Thank you. Because in the end, it's our ability to draw down more state resources, which are competitive, to be able to meet our needs. So thank you so much, Megan. We really
Thank you.